Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So if you notice, like if you look at most of my videos, you follow me pretty much. I have not been reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville this season. I did it last season and I think I came in the middle of the season before that. Okay, so there's different reasons why, right? First of all, last season they ended with the girls trip in St. Thomas, I think, that Mel through for the girls. And so instead of starting this season just new, they just started like, I thought it was like a part two season. You know how sometimes they take a break, quote unquote, and then they come back. Well, this is supposed to be season 9, but we're still going with this girl trip. And then the girl trip that's why it seemed like the girl trip lasted so long, because we watched this girl trip on 2 different seasons. And it still went on like the first, 2 or 3 episodes of this season. So that was weird how they shot that. And I think that's, for me, is what kind of started it. Saturdays was my Love and Marriage Huntsville day. You know, I live in Nashville, so we have Central Time, so it comes on 7 o'clock here on Saturdays. And I was like, all right, it's 7 o'clock, I gotta watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. Or if I was at work, I would DVR it and then watch it when I got home, right? But now it's like, half the time I forget it comes on, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Love and Marriage Huntsville, yeah, okay, let me go on demand and watch it. And that used to be my show, but I feel like, in a nutshell, first of all, there's so much separation with the cast members. It's like, what are we even doing? Like, I feel like it started with Melody and Martell's divorce, right? That broke that up. And so for a while it was just Melody, and she stopped being friends with a lot of people on the show because she felt like, I guess in so many ways, they knew about him cheating. A lot of them were saying Martell's this good guy even after finding out he got homegirl pregnant. So I feel Mel on that. I would distance myself too, but it's like they're still on the show, so they still have to mingle with each other. So you have Melody not caring for most of the cast. You have Martell over by himself. He doesn't have a storyline without Melody. I mean, at least Melody has her skincare line. I think she does her mimosas with Melody. She has stuff going on, but I think Martell is just trying to find stuff. Like, I know he wrote a children's book. I think he had a calendar going on. And I know for a while he had this wine thing, but I'm not sure if those things are like successful for him, only because they haven't been brought up anymore. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. I'm not saying that he doesn't have stuff going on, but it's like, from a viewer standpoint, it looks like Martell's just out there, Mel's just out there, and then it seems like Mel is really just coming around because they're on the show. That's why I was like, y'all, I feel like Carlos should either revamp the whole show, because Huntsville is small. I used to live down there. It's small, but I'm pretty sure they're not the only black people, power couples that are doing something in the whole entire city. So I feel like he can scout out some people and do revamp, or just shut it down altogether. Because I was on Twitter after I finished watching the episode from Saturday, and this week coming up, this Saturday coming up is the season finale, and there were so many people in the comments or in the tweet post saying, well, I'm glad it's finally over, and ooh, I'm glad. And it's like, being a fan of a show, you don't want to feel like that. But I feel like it's drug, like this Trisha and Martell thing drug way too much. Like, did they sleep together? Did they not? It was before Ken, so I don't think Ken really cared. I think he probably is worrying about or thinking about how it makes him look, knowing that Martell is in his face and they may have slept together. It might be something like that. But that drugged the whole entire season. We haven't seen Stormy or Courtney in 3 or 4 episodes, so I don't know if I missed it and they said she was going to take a break from the show. because I like Stormy. Um, then we have another split because Martell got into it with Tisha and Marceau. And my thing with that one is he was calling the girl slow, just being disrespectful. And I feel like Marceau should have gotten his ASS, but he didn't. And I'm just like, okay, so you got Martell against, they're the Scots, right? Against the Scots. People have accused Kimmy of starting stuff and then and I had to watch episodes to see what they're talking about. Then, they tried to, last season, they started off with Sonny and Moses, right? And that's pretty much been Destiny's only storyline. And I think they're bringing, what's that girl name? Did I say Stormy and Moses? Not Stormy. What's that girl's name? I forgot. Anyway, the ex-producer and Moses. We hadn't seen him for a little while. Then we find out Moses in jail, and she's back. It's like, I don't know where they're gonna go with this. We've had, like, I feel like Miss Wanda being on the show when it first came on, she was a good ad in there. Like, seriously, they took her off. Then Kimmy's son, he was on there a little bit. They took them off. But the reason why I feel like Nell and Chris should have a spinoff, I don't know if I mentioned that just now. I know I wrote it down, but I feel like Nell and Chris should have a spinoff because last season, if you remember, they have a blended family. I think they each have a child from a previous relationship, and then they got married, and then they have children that they share together biologically, right? Well, Chris's daughter got into it with him, basically saying I guess she talking about abandonment issues or something. Nell has a son from a previous relationship, and then I think I want to say they have 2 kids together. But I feel like between those kids and them, they can do a spinoff show, and we could see some extended family. Like, we can get to know their children. I'm pretty sure Nell has some other friends outside of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast that we can see. Chris as well. If you want to get into the aspect of, seeing black people with, prestigious jobs, Chris is a realtor, I believe. We could see him doing his realtor stuff. We could see Nell running her daycare center, and maybe we can have some of the moms, like, play a friend of the show here and there. I mean, I feel like they can do something with this cast, but I just feel like the way the cast is right now, we're just watching people. There's no connection with anybody anymore to me, outside of the people that are married together. But it's like, okay, Martell is out here. I'm pretty sure Maurice is probably going to distance himself because Marceau is his brother. So I feel like he's eventually going to be like, okay, you're not going to be disrespecting my brother like that. Well, I can't mess with you either. So it's like, and Melody don't like nobody on there. Like, girl, just revamp this whole thing. Now, can Melody carry a show by herself? I'm not sure, because I'm used to seeing her in this element, because it's just her and her children. Whereas with Nell and Chris, they have this blended family. Their children are grown. You see what I'm saying? So we can get into the lives of their children more so than Melody's, because her children are still underage and small. So, Carlos, if you happen to run across this video, which small chance, but if you do, I'm telling you, Nell and Chris can do, I feel like I've watched enough reality TV and TV to know that I feel like they would bring good content. They would bring good TV, because Nell is, from what we see, I know things are edited a lot on reality TV, but from what we see, Nell is like a firecracker. She's more kind of like assertive in your face. Chris is super laid back. I think they complement each other a lot because of that. And they make a great dynamic. They both look nice. You know what? I thought Nell was older. They made it seem like that lady was like in her 60s. That last episode when she was at her mother's gravesite, her mother birthday, it said 53. So I'm like, if her mom was born in 53, so that means Nell was probably born in like early 70s. So Nell's probably like just now 50 or something like that. I thought she was a whole decade older than what she was, because the way Melody was acting on the girl trip, she was like, well, you're older, you're the oldest. And I'm like, I thought she had a good, 20 years on y'all. Not like 11 or 12. But anyway, y'all that follow Love and Marriage Huntsville, let me know what you think. Do you think we can try to see what happens in another season? You think they should just axe it or bring a whole new cast on? All right. Shout out to my 105 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed. But you know you can by hitting that button for me. All right. Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.